All right, we're back coming to you live from Rodeo Road. We moved out to L.A.
Okay.
Hanging out here. We're chilling.
Going to the left coast.
All right, what's I got a good and a bad feeling about what's about to happen. I got to be honest.
I have the same feeling.
So first and foremost, I see anything vet, and then I'm like, okay, I'm interested.
Sure.
Then I'm talking to, and we're going to introduce the guests, or they're going to introduce themselves, or whatever here in a minute. That one of the things they're trying to tackle is obesity.
Sure.
And I'm like, why are you looking at me while you're saying that? So let's welcome the guys to the program. How you guys doing?
Hey, we're doing great, man. Super thankful to have us. My name is Jeff Witherspoon. I'm here because, gotcha. I'm here because I'm NFL alumni. I had an idea to do a tackle obesity program. I already have a weight loss program, so they team with me in my business, and I'm out here just trying to advertise that and really get some of the former players and some of the media to take notice of the importance of being healthy. Super Bowl is when people eat bad, eat terrible, but what happens after that? And I brought one of my main trainers here, Brad Barmore, as well.
Before you jump in, why do you just narrow it down to Super Bowl week? I tend to eat bad, unhealthy all the time.
That's true. That's true, Brad.
Yes. So I'm Brad Barmore. I'm one of the personal trainers for E2M Fitness. I'm also the head run coach for Eager to Run. So a lot of the people that we train will lose a lot of weight, anywhere from 50 to 100, 110 and beyond, and they want to adventure into the walking and the running game. So that's where Eager to Run comes into play, and we get people to their start line and then their first finish line.
So what I love most about your glasses there is it's the self-check mirror. Right?
Yeah.
So when Randy looks at you, he looks at himself and he sees, I need to make some changes.
Well, I've known I needed to make changes, and the first time that I found it out, we were at a press conference somewhere out west. And some guy, he's a new up-and-coming fighter. You may or may not be familiar with him, Jon Jones. He took a picture of everybody sitting out there, and I was in the front row, and I was probably as fat as I am now, and it affected me so much. There's two things to the reason why I need to lose this pregnancy. One, my 3-year-old granddaughter asked when baby. She's talking about the baby. And the other is there's opportunities to take some really cool pictures.
There you go.
And I can't, or I do, and I look at it, and then I chop it, just below my breasts. These things.
So you just hit the nail on the head. And that's what we focus on. So when you hear the business name E2M, it means eager to motivate. The motivation piece is the first start to get somebody into a wellness journey. And once they get into it, then they can focus on discipline and everything else. The motivator for you was that grandchild. So wanting to be around longer, to be there for them, that was your motivator. Now the hard part comes once we get you motivated, getting you into it so you can be disciplined enough to keep it for a long time.
So normally I would agree with that. That my 3-year-old granddaughter is going to motivate me. But it didn't seem to work because she was once 2, and she was once 1, so it really didn't get me motivated. But now I do have the motivation because November 2nd, I'm going to kill him eventually, but my daughter is getting married.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
that's
A,
awesome.
I need to be in shape so that I can beat him up, the night before. And B, I got to look good in the photo that she's now going to have for the rest of her life. So that's my new motivation there.
Right.
So you know what? I'm going to take a different approach.
Shocking.
Most people come with that, right?
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with the military. I'm going to tie it into the military because for me personally, I became a pro bodybuilder eating pizza. Right? It was a gimmick. It was a novelty.
Man, great story, man.
But,
I love it.
But I have lost my motivation to go back to the discipline that it took to achieve that.
Right.
Because I don't really want another ceramic trophy to validate my success.
That's a good point.
Most of our military, the best shape of their life, of their memory, is when they're in the service because the grueling PT and the exercise and the thought of how much time and work it's going to take to get back to when they thought they were in the best shape of their life
100%.
is so hard to get started. And I'm even stuck. Even though it's been only 10 years, so I can only imagine, Randy, when did you serve? What years were you active in the Navy?
The early 80s.
Okay. So it's been that long since you remember that was my best, and I'll never achieve that again. And why even start that climb? But you guys are changing that. And so how do people get involved? How can people like me who need that push where it doesn't feel like I'm being talked down to, but I'm more inclusive?
You really hit the nail on the head.
Let me jump in for just 1 second. Sure. Especially with the recent death of Toby Keith that just happened a couple days ago. I want to talk about me. Don't worry about him getting in better shape. How do I get in better shape?
Well, the biggest thing, and I mean, you guys talk about it. You have a network of people that like UFC, and you talked about being a service member, and you guys are vets.
No. You guys are not vets. No, and I'm not talking about you. I know you and I harassed you earlier. This guy is not a vet. So when you say you guys, it's you and me. Okay.
I do have one extra hour at sea than Randy. I just got back from the Caribbean on a Royal Caribbean boat. So we have the same amount of service at sea.
But you know, and it kind of ties back to us being here with the NFL. You know, it's just like we focus on team and training as a team. That helps with motivation because first you may see that, hey, I'm kind of losing my motivation. I'm getting a little bit stagnant in my health and wellness journey. But I have a whole bunch of friends talking about doing this fitness challenge thing. So, okay, what the hell, I'll do it. And so once you do it, you get to see how much community can be held around being healthy, the same way soldiers and sailors and teammates have that, and that's what we bring into play. We bring into play the community aspect. So you really feel like you're a part of a team, and I'm here to make sure you're healthier, you're here to make sure I'm healthier, and we team up together to make that happen.
So those sound great. Those words are for the most. But I remember a story about the Lakers. There was some discussion about me and the team. Randy?
Oh, yeah, at the funeral service.
Right.
Yeah, you're talking about so Shaquille O'Neal, is talking about the late great Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, love Kobe.
And he said that teammates came up. They were in the championship in the finals, and some teammates came to Shaq and said, "Shaq, you need to go to Kobe. Kobe's not passing the ball. Kobe's not playing. As a team. There is no I in team." And so Shaq goes over to Kobe and he starts talking. He goes, "No, I totally understand. There's no I in team." But there's an M-E in that mother, blah, blah, blah.
So, but I say that for this, because so many people are stubborn, and they don't want to start. And even the encouragement from their friends, of the ones that they provide for financially or emotionally, and to do it for someone else, for his granddaughter, for his daughter's wedding to look good. But some people are just stubborn. So how can they get a hold of you and reach out individually, maybe not in a group, but more privately, say, hey, I could use some help. I want to be a part, but I don't want everybody to know I'm joining them.
And to be honest, jumping in real quick, maybe they don't have their daughter's wedding coming up in 8 months. I've talked about getting in better shape for years, and I have the typical response. I'm going to start next Monday. I'm going to Vegas next week. Well, and with what I do in my travel, and I have a friend of mine that works out before he works out. I have a friend of mine, Michael Pittman. I don't know if you know who he is. He's one of my closest friends. So I don't know if you know this. NFL players would get paid. They'd get a stipend to come to the facility to work out.
Wow.
Okay? So Pitt would go to the facility in Tampa and work out and get his money and then drive to one of the gyms and work out.
You know what, and I'll let Brad jump in too. We actually have several former NFL players in my group right now, and nobody would even know they're in there. And so that kind of goes back to what you said. Some folks kind of want to be the street. I can't help anybody who doesn't want the help. For sure. So you got to want it first. If you don't want it, I can't beat it upside your head and make you want to be healthier. You got to want it first. And if you want it a little bit, that's where guys like my super motivational left-hand man comes in, and we really drop that, fertilizer on that motivation.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you have to want it for yourself. Unfortunately, a lot of us will have that wake-up call. The doctors will call and say, hey, the cholesterol is through the roof, the blood pressure is sky high, and we wait for those wake-up calls, and, man, you got to take initiative. You got to get after it right here, right now.
Okay, I want you to say, it's time to get up and work out. Listen to this dude's voice.
He's got the sound.
Man, get up and get after it, baby.
You hear that in the morning, you got to get up and get after it. I appreciate you guys stopping by. I got a little gift for you. Watch this. This is going to be awesome. So I'd like to give you a Bud Light.
Awesome.
I mean, would you like a Bud Light? Just what you need for working out, right? So there's a Bud Light for you as well. The only thing is it's not a Bud Light. It's a wireless speaker.
That's dope.
I love it.
Hey, this is going in the studio, right?
I want to go back to that one last thing. Everything we do in life has restrictions, right? Oversight. Right? A driver's license to drive a car. You have to have a license to catch a fish, to hunt, to carry a weapon, right? To drink open containers at Media Row. You must have permission with credentials and such. There's no regulation in taking care of your body.
Right.
And you get one life to take care of the vessel that carries your Holy Spirit, that takes you from where you are to the grave. And there's no oversight it's totally by choice. And that's why bodybuilders, there's a brotherhood of a respect. Like, I don't know you, but I know what you do to get that. I know what it takes to maintain it. 100%. And because of that, I respect you without even saying a word.
100%.
So when you're talking about building people's confidence, Change you. Start with you, and then people will come to you when they recognize the change.
The other thing that I think is important, and I know we got to get to this break, is you have to be around the right people. You know, it's the whole Tony Dungy thing. That back into the day when Dungy was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I know all these players. I know stuff that they're doing and they're not doing and what they should and they shouldn't be doing. And then they started to tell me, well, I can't do it. I don't want to, you know, upset Tony Dungy. I don't want to upset that father figure. You know, so having the right people involved. My problem is I can't seem to find the right person to motivate me. No, that's my point. He's not the right. Yeah, that's my point.
Randy,
that's what I'm saying.
You're in good company here, baby.
Brad, look at Randy.
We're full of motivation.
Look in his eyes. You are the motivator. It's you, baby. It's already inside you. You have to decide to do it. Look in the mirror. Make the change. Michael Jackson.
Can you move to the Tampa Bay area and then you can do the radio show instead of him, and I can have that motivation?
We can make some arrangements.
That's amazing.
And even more importantly, can you do some voiceover work for me? Can you do some commercials? I mean, this would be perfect. All right, hopefully we're going to do a lot of things together.
Yeah,
you know, I'm very excited
Tell
about
everybody how to find you online. Get a hold of you.
www.e2mfitness.com on the web, and you can look us up on Instagram at E2M Fitness.
Awesome. There you have it. Wait till you hear what's coming up next. This will be pretty cool. Coming to you live from Radio Row here at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong, Bucked Up Energy Drink, a Bio Accelerator, and Staff Zone. We'll be right back.